As skiers, the most important weather events to us are big snowstorms. From downtown Denver up to Boulder, we searched out the Front Range's top meteorologists to find out how climate change is changing our powder days.
So my name is Cory Reppenhagen. I am a meteorologist, storm chaser. I'm just kind of a utility weather guy at 9 News.
My name is Gratz. I'm a meteorologist. I am a weather forecaster and I forecast snow for skiers and riders in Colorado. And I started a website called opensnow.com that puts all of this online and then gets me connected to other meteorologists in other areas of the West.
I think we're just kind of in the beginning stages of seeing climate change and the impacts of that in our mountains in Colorado. We used to have colder temperatures, more snow, longer seasons in the mountains, and it just feels to me like that has changed.
Colorado is the leading ski economy in the United States, generating $4.8 billion and employing 46,000 people each year. Wetter snow, warmer temperatures, and shorter winters will slowly but surely make those elusive powder days fewer and further between, affecting the millions of skiers and riders that travel to Colorado's mountains every season to shred.
So looking at the data, over the past 30 years or so, temperatures across the mountains have increased by at least a couple of degrees. Not every weather station shows this, but most do. In terms of precipitation, which is rain and snow, all of the data shows really no trend over the last 30, 40, and sometimes even 100 years. And so an increasing trend in temperatures, no trend in precipitation, that is about what most of the weather forecast and climate forecast models anticipate for the next 30 years. Snow quality and temperatures are related, and different types of snowflakes form based on how much moisture is in the atmosphere and also the temperature. For skiers and riders, we generally want kind of normal to fluffy-ish snow. That quality of snow is generally correlated with temperature.
When we have the really dry and cold temperatures, we get that really powdery, dry snow that, I mean, that's why people come to Colorado to ski, is because we have that.
Way up in the cloud, when a snowflake grows out of moisture, it's not just a frozen raindrop, by the way, too. It basically goes from moisture to a snow crystal. It's an amazing process that honestly we don't have completely figured out. Just out of pure accident in the atmosphere and in nature, that light, fluffy snowflake called a dendrite, stellar dendrite, forms at around 10 to 15 degrees. If it's warmer than that, generally you have more moisture in that snow. Theoretically, over the coming decades, if temperatures continue to increase, maybe more of our snowstorms are a little wetter, a little thicker, a little heavier snow versus the dry, fluffy powder. It would be more like skiing closer to the coast in California or Washington, where it's often heavier, thicker snow. So if you have increasing temperatures and equal precipitation, more likely than not, if those trends continue, the snow might be limited to the higher elevations. So looking 20, 30 years into the future, a lot of people are asking me, what does skiing look like in 20, 30 years? And my best answer is warming temperatures. We don't know what's going to happen with precipitation patterns. Maybe it gets wetter, maybe it gets drier, we just don't know. But if it does keep warming, which we have pretty high confidence in, then elevation is your best friend. So the only way to reliably stave off warming would be to go higher in elevation.
Really, the warmer, drier levels start to rise. You know, all across the country, we have ski areas they have base areas about 7,000 to 8,000 feet. Those ski areas will not be able to function in a future climate, because although you may have great snow up high, 11,000 to 12,000 feet, if you look at the way that ski areas are run, the base area is the key. That's the launching point. So if you have no snow, at the base area, then you cannot run your ski operation. They have to change their base area operations to get people to the snow, because the snow will move higher in elevation.
So actually the mountains in Colorado, of all across the western US and Canada, are pretty well positioned because we have some of the highest mountains throughout the country. Our mountains go up to 10,000 to 12,000 feet. A lot of locations closer to the west coast and in Canada top out around 8,000 to 10,000 feet. So we have a better shot of holding on to colder temperatures longer.
Colorado may be, at some point in a warmer future, the last ski mecca left in the United States.
Even if it's cold enough for snow during the meat of the season at high elevation, early season, late season, lower elevation might change what we're used to now.
But the snow season is kind of condensing. It's kind of getting shorter. We used to get snow in October. We don't really count on that anymore. I mean, we used to get a lot of snow in May, but in a warmer climate, I think you can kind of expect to see, the ski season be more from December 15th to March 15th, and that's it. If you look at the way that ski areas kind of gear up with their snowmaking and getting things ready, putting a base layer down on the base area and on the lower runs, they really rely on that early season kind of coating, and then everything in the deep winter falls on top of that. That's how important October and November are to the ski areas. Even though some of them aren't even open until after Thanksgiving, but they're working on their ski runs before that. I think what we're going to see is that we're going to struggle getting that early base, and that's what that shorter season is going to have an impact on the ski industry for sure. Climate change and global warming will impact the ski industry quite heavily at some point.
It's not an even change across the world versus just Colorado. It's not just temperatures, or it's not just precipitation, but things could change. So the ultimate thing is, do you want things to change a lot, or do you want to keep them roughly where they are, where humans have thrived okay for hundreds and thousands of years?